With me via telephone all the way from Los Angeles. That's right, the City of Angels should be two friends of mine who just released a spectacular new album. The album's entitled Slow Down, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Bentzi and Shmuel Marcus.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yossi Zweig, very good friends, very good friends.
Good morning, my friends. How are you guys? It's a little early in the morning for you, isn't it?
It is not early. We work on New York time. Don't worry about it.
I was going to say, with all the traveling that you guys have been doing, especially lately, you've been to New York, I think, 2 or maybe 3 times just in the last month alone.
Betsy, are you still on London time? I think I'm a little bit on London time right now. We were just in London. We just got back. We were there for a week.
Yeah, I noticed because when I tried...
Getting around.
When I tried calling Bentzi last time, I got the long-distance beep, and I was like, I know you're not in Israel, but London. So tell me, in London, do 8-Day fans know how to slow down? So Bentzi and Shmuel.
What does it mean, slow down?
So that let's get right to the meat of things, guys. Volume 7, the 7th album. By the way, guys, the first I got asked already this week if this is 8-Day 7 album. Does that mean that the 8th album will be called the 8th Day?
We're going to save that for the 8th album. We wanted to say Volume 7 because everybody knows Kol Shvin Chabibin.
Right. 7's a very good
album.
It's a very good round Jewish number.
Yeah, came out very nice. We're very excited about it.
I find it funny always that Jewish music fans don't know about 8th Day pre-Yali'li. You know, they don't know about the debut album, Trachgut. They don't know about Brooklyn. They don't know about the live album. It kind of all started with them, at that Yali'li hit album. But as you guys know, Hasidim Don't Say Goodbye, Velvet, Yarmulke, Hasidic Rambler, as well as, of course, Trachgut. You guys had major hits before that.
The truth is, this album really will introduce people to the vintage 8th Day. Mm-hmm. If you notice, it has a lot of similarities to the first few albums. So it's kind of people that just discovered 8th Day after Yali'li and Chitty Bim and Hula, they'll actually get a taste of vintage 8th Day with this album. It's actually very good album to purchase, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I do, because I mean, since I got the download for most of the music last Thursday, since it was released digitally, I believe it came out Friday last week. I've been listening to it constantly, and songs like track 8, A Better Me, songs like this, I think very much reflect that early 8th Day vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good one.
So slow down, Bentzi and Shmuel. Why are we slowing down? What are we slowing down for? Is there something happening?
Just one thing, Yossi Zweig. Are you aware? I want to make sure your listeners are aware that Moshe Rabbeinu is the 7th from Avinu, right? This is common knowledge that. So we have a song about Moshe Rabbeinu.
That's right.
On our 7th album, right? And it came out Shkacha Pratis on Zayin Adar, Moshe Rabbeinu's birthday, and Moshe Rabbeinu's yahrzeit. So which is incredible.
That's definitely incredible.
So very, very clued in, very plugged in, this album.
Shmuel, you know what else is incredible? This album is one of a kind, track 3.
Aha, you like that song? Okay, great. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
I
usually love the message of that song. It's very, very relevant.
What's funny, Bentzi, is
it's a famous story. It's a famous story about when the trains first came out in
Europe.
In Europe.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have a ticket, they would kind of sneak in with the luggage.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid, his parents actually bought him a first-class ticket, but when he got there, he was hanging out with all the other kids. So he jumped in with the luggage. So when the cop came, he told them, hey, you have a first-class ticket. You should be sitting up front and not living like this. That's a message for, we're trying to be like everybody else, but you realize you have a first-class ticket. As a Yid, everybody wants what you have. So that's kind of the message of slowing down, is that you don't have to chase what everybody else is doing. Sometimes what you have is actually classic, and everybody is actually going after what you have.
I think it's an amazing message.
So that's amazing.
I think it's an amazing message, but you guys are responsible, because you guys put out so much fast, interesting, unique music over the years. I would say between Yali'li, between Freedom, Fighter, Inner Flame, Hula, you guys have made a trendy style of music that everybody seems to be following, and now you're like, wait, don't do what we're doing. Slow down. Let's take it down a minute.
Yeah, we like the unpredictability of that. It would be a little bit surprising, and people think for a second. The message is very, very good, but the title may be a little bit confusing.
Or misleading, yes.
Message is there.
Another of our listeners, Shmuel, wrote into me, and he's like, this track 5, Tyra. He's like, this couldn't be sung in Shul's Simchas Tyra, but only the chorus, not the low part.
Yeah, Toyota, we're getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people like track 5, you know. Toyota is track 5, and it's actually a very fun song. That song came about. It was one of Bentzi's genius arrangements, and it came out great.
The question is...
backstory of that song, Yossi.
Yes?
That song, we were in Sydney, Australia, and we had a show, I think it was either Mitzvah Shabbos or Sunday. So we had like a day, and Shmuel sang me this idea he had for Toyota. And literally the next day, we just worked out a little arrangement, a little thing, and came out very nice.
It's very different. I mean, if you know 8 Day, it's kind of them, but, you know, starts out very slow and English, and then it just gets into the Tyra is the best of Schayra. It kind of reminds me of like an Avremel song from back in the day.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing for you.
It has that Yiddish flavor to it, but a little 8 Day twist.
100%. Shmuley, I'm assuming you wrote the lyrics to the song as well, right?
Yeah.
So when the world had no galaxy, is that a throwback to the Star Wars thing, or just... it just rhymed well.
Before the creation of the world.
I know. I'm just kidding. Because,
Before
you know,
existence.
a word like that you guys don't see often. And then you guys have a
We
track.
try to use words that you're not used to. You know, it gives the kids vocabulary. I know a kid came over to me and says, I know how to say sweat in Yiddish. Schwitz. So we're teaching, you know. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is 8 Day.
I don't think we teach.
Yeah, Bentzi, what were you saying?
Did you notice that Kapayim has the same guy who did Yali'li, Leo? Can you tell that? A little Yali'li throwback?
Where? I didn't... Leo... Which Leo guy?
Leo Chiliapov. He does some clarinet.
Flutes and horns.
Really? I did not know that, no.
Yeah, incredible guy in L.A., and he's on Kapayim. We're getting mad feedback on Kapayim. Someone actually just sent me that there's a connection between Kapayim and Yerushalayim. That'd be a very interesting medrash.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really... this album's really plugged in. What can I say? It's a must-have album for non-8 Day fans and 8 Day fans. Must-have.
I think the fact that you guys are using a lot of, you know, like Kapayim, you know, Hebrew lyric songs. And, you know, a lot of Israeli artists have these songs talking about places in the world and places in Israel. But, you know, Kapayim, I believe, is the most original one I've heard today. You know, Shrem Kineret Modi'in, Yamina Smola V'Yamin, Tzfas Tveria Kedoshim. My wife happens to love Israel, so when this song was playing, I gave her a look, and she was ready to shoot me. You know, because she loves hearing things, you know, about Yerushalayim Shleiks, hearing things that have that Israeli flavor to it, and that's not something that 8 Day is well known for. So this, for me, was opening up a new door, and I believe it's a smart door. 8 Day with us via telephone, Bentzi and Shmuel Marcus from Los Angeles, talking about the brand new album in stores now. Album's entitled Slow Down. It is their 7th album. Available through Adara Music. It's available on Apple Music as well, on iTunes, correct, guys?
Yes.
Beautiful graphics by Sterling Meyer, giving it that vintage 8 Day look over there, right?
Yes, really did a great job.
Is that Times Square, or it's just...
What?
I said I wanted to know if the picture was like a vintage picture of Times Square or something.
No, it's really just, I created with the graphic, that nice sort of painting nostalgia feel.
So, guys, if you had to tell fans something about this album other than buy it, you know, what would you tell them? This is your chance to tell the fans who may have not run out and purchased the album yet. What would you have to say to them?
Well, I would say, well, you can definitely add to this. This album, we made a concerted effort to not overproduce. In other words, instead of using lots of synthesizers and lots of added harmonies and lots of fancy things, we really focus with laser focus on getting the right vocal, getting the right guitar part. I never worked so hard on an album in my life. It was actually with a new producer who was amazing. It was Bruce Whitkin, and he really pushed us to not just, you know, make the song and then record it, add a harmony. He really was like, let's find the right harmony. Let's just play the guitar. Let's find the exact right. We've never, ever put this kind of effort into an album. I think it shows Baruch Hashem, it came out amazing. And Shmuel, you can add to that, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first Eighth Day album that you can't. It's really a subconscious thing. You're not going to be able to pinpoint it, but there's a certain blessing. You know, Bruce's Hebrew name is Baruch. He brings a certain blessing to it that's just. I mean, he made Bentzi do a guitar solo a bunch of times till it was just right, and it's just everything is really, really just beautiful, and it's something you'll notice subconsciously when you listen to it. You'll see there's just the little things. It's in the details, and you'll pick it up. Especially Yossi Zweig. He has his finger on these things, you know.
You betcha, guys. Is it
it's definitely the kind of album that the more you listen to it, the more you'll start hearing stuff you didn't hear the first time. And then
I can attest to that. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I can attest to that because I've been. I think the first real listen I did was this Sunday when I drove to Soul. I drove from Lakewood. It's a good hour and a half, and I went over the album twice, and I listened to it again on the way back. And every time I listened to it, I was getting new nuances or noticing new things about the music and the lyrics that I didn't notice the first time.
Yeah, a lot of subtle things that are just, you miss it the first time, you listen to it again, and then it just changes the whole thing. It's really neat.
And I think that's the sign of a good album. You know, when the more you listen to it, the more you notice it. That means, you know, a lot of thought went into the production, to the music, to the lyrics. Shmuel, speaking of lyrics, is it getting harder for you to write unique English lyric songs? You know, people, you know, love 8 Day for their style and their sound, but, you know, after a while, is there still stuff to write about and make it unique, or is it getting harder as time goes on, Shmuel?
You know, a lot of people say that. They say it's very hard to write. If you notice, in Jewish music, it's mostly, you know, psukim or, you know, mishnayos and one or two English songs maybe on an album, because people find it very difficult to write a meaningful English song because, you know, Mashiach has been covered, Shabbos has been covered. You know, what else could you, what else could you write about? So, which actually, you know, for Eighth Day is actually a good thing, because we're working on a song about how difficult it is to write songs for the Jewish market in English. I'm kidding. It's really a miracle how the whole thing comes together. It really is. Bentzi, this was like towards the end of working on the album. Bentzi says, let's do something with, you know, rak v'smachot. And then that happened. And then we needed a 10th song. We literally had maybe 3 hours to write it, compose it, record it. So that's the sort of pressure we worked under.
3 hours?
But, fun.
3 hours.
Yeah, we did one song. We're not saying which one. 2 hours, maybe less. We had to write, compose, record. So that's fun. Oh, there's another beautiful piece of trivia for this album that people don't realize. You have to listen to it again.
Okay, Shmuel, let's go.
On track, A Better Me, right?
Okay.
There's, originally, Bentzi said he's going to do it just a track 8,
yes.
Right? So then Bruce said, why don't you, you know, slap the back of the guitar, you know, the wood part.
Right.
And clap twice, so you have that, you know, and then he looped it, and that's the kind of drum track for that song.
So that's the beat,
clapping and hitting the guitar.
That's the beat. That's the beat for the wow.
Listen to it again. Yeah, listen to it again. You'll hear it's Bentzi hitting his guitar and clapping. It's fantastic.
That's great. That's great. I got an email here from
little things like that.
I got an email here from listener Yehuda in Eretz Yisrael. He says 8 Day is his favorite band of all time, and he's been waiting anxiously for his album. The album, he agrees with you that it's different, but it is growing on him. He says his favorite song on the album is "Don't Shy Away."
Wow.
And he says nice at last to have a new 8 Day album on repeat for a while. So Yehuda 8 Day is in love with that.
Well, definitely tell Yehuda Israel that we wish him a happy Purim, and he's a great guy.
So where's 8 Day going to be
and
on Purim?
He has great taste in music.
Ben and Shmuel, where's 8 Day going to be on Purim?
There isn't going to be. I mean, this album is expected to be played at many Purim parties.
I'm going to play you guys out with a song that you just mentioned that I happen to love. Not just love the sound, but I love the message. Track 10. I know it's not Kapayim, but a song, you know, where you have other artists, you know, who have released a song with the title Rak Smachot. You don't know what to expect, you know? When you get the lyrics, and it took me a while. Like, they went by so fast, I didn't hear it the first time. Baboker Brit Milah Kvater. B'shatova will cut your hair. Bar Mitzvah Tfilin Maher HaChatuna will see you there. So You went from bris mila to cutting the hair to bar mitzvah to chasana, and then it's rock smachot. I just
Right. Then
it's so much fun, guys.
another word in there that people don't get is katointi. You got that, Yossi?
I got it. I just didn't understand it until we say katointi. Katointi is what? Katointi mikol chasodim?
Yeah. Katointi mikol chasodim kol emet.
Why would we say katointi?
Because when they call you to play at the Miami Marlins pregame show, and you're just two guys from LA, and they schlep you to London, you start saying katointi.
Right.
So you're really humbled by the.
Got to have that modesty and say, wow, this is just too much. No, definitely. I was trying to figure it out. Guys, I wanted to wish you guys a Freilich Purim, ladies and gentlemen, 8th day via telephone. Their new album in stores now. It's Volume 7, Slow Down, distributed by Derek Music. Guys, have a Freilich Purim.
Okay, before you shut it down, we have to thank Yossi Zweig and for having a show like this for Jewish music. It wasn't always like this. You know that.
I appreciate it, guys. But, without music like yours, I have very little to play. But when 8 Days shoots out a Hakel single and then they give you a preview of Moses, that's what the music is all about.
Thanks so much, Yossi.
You're fantastic.
Freilich and Purim, be safe, don't drink and drive. Take care, boys.